Welcome to Ancient Conspiracies Podcast. I'm your host, Ben Carter. The Sumerians of ancient Mesopotamia, believed to be one of the earliest civilizations, had a fascinating tale woven into their mythology. A tale of divine beings descending from the heavens, taking human wives, and giving birth to a hybrid race. These beings, known as the Anunnaki in Sumerian texts, bear a striking resemblance to the Nephilim mentioned in the Book of Genesis. What's even more intriguing is the shared narrative among these ancient cultures, a narrative that portrays these beings not as mere myth, but as architects of civilization itself. There is a perplexing layer of sophistication to the Sumerian civilization, one that suggests an accelerated development rather than a gradual evolution. They emerged with advanced knowledge of agriculture, mathematics, astronomy, and law. This, in a time when the rest of the world was grappling with the basics of survival. Some scholars propose that such a leap in knowledge could only have been facilitated by an external influence, and the Anunnaki, much like their biblical counterparts, the Nephilim, fit the bill. The Sumerian texts speak of the Anunnaki teaching mankind the art of civilization, from the construction of cities to the institution of kingship. The Nephilim, too, are credited with similar feats in apocryphal texts. The Book of Enoch, a text not included in the canonical Bible but still highly regarded by some theologians, describes the Nephilim as fallen angels who taught humanity forbidden knowledge. This forbidden knowledge ranged from the use of weapons and cosmetics to the reading of the stars and the manipulation of the weather. This parallel between the Anunnaki and the Nephilim presents a compelling perspective on ancient civilizations. Is it possible that these pre-flood civilizations were recipients of a knowledge transfer from an advanced race? Were the Nephilim, as depicted in biblical and apocryphal texts, the catalyst for the sudden advancement of these early societies? The accounts of the Nephilim and the Anunnaki are not just limited to the Sumerians and the Hebrews. Similar narratives can be found across a range of ancient cultures. The Greeks spoke of the Titans, half-god, half-human entities who ruled the earth before the Olympians. In Hindu mythology, there are the Asuras, powerful divine beings who were often at odds with the Devas or gods. The Native American Hopi tribe speaks of the Kachinas, divine spirits that interacted with humans, teaching them various skills. These parallel narratives spread across continents and centuries, hinting at a shared experience. An experience of a race of beings that descended from the heavens, intermingled with humans, and accelerated the growth of civilization. These narratives, dismissed for long as mere myth and legend, prompt us to reconsider our understanding of our ancient past. As we delve deeper into the mystery of the Nephilim and their role in shaping pre-flood civilizations, one cannot help but wonder if these myths might hold a grain of truth, a truth that could redefine our perception of human history. To understand the impact of the Nephilim on pre-flood civilizations, it's essential to delve into the socio-cultural and historical landscapes of the time. The cradle of civilization, as it is often referred to, was the fertile land between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, modern-day Iraq. Here, in the 4th millennium BC, the Sumerians established the world's first urban civilization. The Sumerians were pioneers in many fields, notably in the development of writing with their cuneiform script on clay tablets. They built the first cities complete with complex urban architecture, developed advanced irrigation systems, and established systems of law and education. This was a civilization that seemed to have sprung forth fully formed, its advancements seemingly out of sync with its developmental timeline. In parallel, the ancient Egyptians were erecting their first dynasties, constructing monumental pyramids that continue to baffle engineers and archaeologists with their precision and sophistication. Their comprehensive knowledge of mathematics, medicine, and astronomy, much like the Sumerians, seems anachronistic, considering the era they existed in. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, the Olmec civilization was taking root in what is now Mexico. Known for their colossal stone heads and intricate jade figurines, the Olmecs were masters of sculpture. Their understanding of the cosmos, reflected in the accurate astronomical alignments of their structures, suggests a high degree of sophistication. In these civilizations and others, we see a sudden leap in knowledge and technology, a leap that contemporary anthropologists struggle to explain within the framework of gradual evolution. The unprecedented advancements in these societies across different geographical locations suggest an external influence, a catalyst that triggered this sudden progress. The Nephilim narratives, with their accounts of intermingling with humans and imparting knowledge, provide a tantalizing explanation for this phenomenon. From the Anunnaki of the Sumerians to the Asuras of Hindu lore, the Nephilim-like figures are consistently depicted as the carriers of advanced knowledge, the teachers of civilization. These narratives paint a picture of a time when humanity was not alone, when divine beings walked the earth alongside mortals. They tell of a time when the heavens and earth were not separate realms, but interconnected dimensions in a cosmic dance of knowledge and power. They tell of societies that were shaped by their interaction with these divine beings, societies that flourished under their guidance and perhaps suffered under their wrath. As we sift through the sands of time, the lines between myth and history blur. The Nephilim, once relegated to the realm of myth, emerge as possible historical figures, their influence echoing through the annals of our ancient past. The whispers of their existence, reflected in the monumental achievements of pre-flood civilizations, beckon us to explore further, to question the conventional narratives, and to seek answers that may lie hidden in the shadows of forgotten history. Several key discoveries, ancient texts, and remarkable figures have played a pivotal role in bringing the theory of Nephilim and their influence on pre-flood civilizations to light. The Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the earliest known works of literature, is a prime example. This ancient Mesopotamian poem speaks of demigods and their extraordinary feats, alluding to the mighty Nephilim. The protagonist Gilgamesh himself is described as 2/3 god and 1/3 man, a description that aligns with the biblical portrayal of Nephilim as the offspring of divine beings and humans. The Book of Enoch, an ancient Jewish religious work, provides a detailed account of the Nephilim and their role in human civilization. The text elaborates on the story of the fallen angels, their interbreeding with human women, and the birth of the Nephilim. It also recounts how these beings taught humans various crafts, sciences, and forms of knowledge, thus advancing civilization. The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls in the mid-20th century added another dimension to our understanding. Among the scrolls was a copy of the Book of Giants, an apocryphal Jewish book that expands upon the Nephilim narrative in the Book of Enoch. The text tells of the great knowledge and power these giants possessed, and their eventual downfall due to their arrogance and corruption. In addition to these texts, archaeological discoveries have also contributed to the Nephilim theory. The ruins of ancient Sumer, for instance, bear testament to a civilization far advanced for its time. The Sumerians' knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and engineering, reflected in their ziggurats and cuneiform tablets, are suggestive of an external influence. The parallels between their pantheon of gods, the Anunnaki, and the Nephilim are striking, leading many to speculate a connection. Another intriguing figure in this narrative is the British archaeologist Sir Leonard Woolley. His excavations in the ancient city of Ur in the 1920s uncovered an advanced civilization that seemed to have appeared out of nowhere. The sophistication of their craftsmanship, their detailed knowledge of astronomy, and the complexity of their social structures led Woolley and others to speculate about the possibility of divine intervention. These ancient texts, discoveries, and individuals have played a crucial role in forming the theory of the Nephilim's influence on pre-flood civilizations. They have provided glimpses into a time when divine beings allegedly walked the earth, influencing humanity's progress. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of our ancient past, the narrative of the Nephilim continues to intrigue, inviting us to question established paradigms and seek answers in the echoes of forgotten epochs. It is a journey that challenges our understanding of human history, one that promises to redefine our perception of our origins and our place in the cosmos. The most compelling and jarring aspects of the Nephilim theory lie in the anomalies, those elements that fail to align with our conventional understanding of history. These fascinating irregularities, whether in ancient texts or archaeological finds, are what fuel the ongoing debate and lend a sense of enigma to the subject. One significant anomaly is the sheer scale and sophistication of the ancient structures attributed to these antediluvian civilizations. The Great Pyramid of Giza, for instance, exhibits mathematical and astronomical precision that stuns modern scientists. Its alignment with the cardinal points is so exact that only a civilization with advanced knowledge of astronomy could have accomplished it. Yet, this pyramid was supposedly built at a time when such knowledge should not have existed. Proponents of the Nephilim theory argue that this unexplained precision is a sign of their influence. Similarly, the Sumerian civilization's advanced knowledge of astronomy is another anomaly. Their cuneiform tablets contain detailed lists of stars and constellations, including ones not visible to the naked eye. They also document the precession of the equinoxes, a phenomenon that requires centuries of astronomical observations to identify. The Sumerians' astronomical knowledge, thus, far exceeds what should have been possible given their historical context. This advanced knowledge is not limited to the physical sciences. The Code of Hammurabi, a legal text from ancient Babylon, another civilization linked with the Nephilim, reveals a highly complex legal system. This early form of jurisprudence includes laws on subjects as varied as trade, property rights, and even medical malpractice. The sophistication of this legal code, written over 3,000 years ago, adds another layer of intrigue to the theory. Perhaps one of the most perplexing anomalies lies in the biblical accounts of the Nephilim themselves. The book of Genesis describes these beings as the heroes of old, men of renown. This phrase suggests that the Nephilim were not simply giant men, but beings of remarkable abilities, perhaps even superhuman. The nature of these abilities and how they contributed to the rise of ancient civilizations remains a tantalizing mystery. Moreover, the Nephilim's sudden disappearance from biblical texts after the Great Flood raises questions. If they were indeed beings of great power and influence, what became of them after the deluge? Their abrupt absence from subsequent narratives is an anomaly that continues to puzzle scholars and theorists alike. These anomalies raise significant questions and challenge our understanding of pre-flood civilizations. They invite us to examine the narrative of human history from a different perspective, one that considers the possibility of ancient divine intervention. The Nephilim theory, thus, represents a paradigm shift, compelling us to reevaluate our historical narratives and explore the mysteries of our distant past. Probing deeper into this curiosity, the scientific community has sought to substantiate or refute these intriguing narratives of the Nephilim and their influence on pre-flood civilizations. To do so, they've employed various scientific methods including carbon dating, archaeological evidence, and DNA analysis. Carbon dating, for example, has been used to determine the age of many ancient artifacts associated with the Sumerians, Babylonians, and other ancient civilizations purportedly influenced by the Nephilim. This dating method, however, is not without its limitations. While it can provide an approximate age for organic materials, it cannot definitively prove or disprove the existence of a race of superhuman beings. It also fails to explain the advanced knowledge and capabilities of these civilizations, which seem to exceed what should have been possible in their historical context. Physical artifacts, such as tools, pottery, and inscriptions, provide another avenue for exploration. These artifacts can give us a glimpse into the technological prowess of these ancient civilizations, but they too fall short of providing conclusive evidence of the Nephilim's existence or influence. The complexity and sophistication of these artifacts underscore the advanced nature of these societies, but they can't definitively link these advancements to the alleged Nephilim. DNA analysis presents another intriguing yet inconclusive avenue of exploration. While we have successfully extracted and sequenced DNA from ancient human remains, we have yet to identify any genetic material that would suggest the existence of a superhuman race like the Nephilim. Our current understanding of genetics does not include any identifiable markers for superhuman abilities. Thus, while DNA analysis has revolutionized our understanding of human evolution and migration, it doesn't provide definitive answers to the Nephilim question. The examination of ancient symbols and architecture, while insightful, also provides ambiguous evidence at best. While certain symbols, such as the winged disc or the serpent, appear frequently in ancient Sumerian and Babylonian art and could have been associated with the Nephilim, their interpretation is subjective and open to conjecture. Similarly, the grand scale and complexity of ancient structures like the ziggurats of Mesopotamia and the pyramids of Egypt suggest a level of technical skill and knowledge that seems beyond the abilities of these civilizations. Yet without concrete evidence, these can only be speculated as potentially being influenced by the Nephilim. In the absence of definitive evidence, the role of the Nephilim in pre-flood civilizations remains a subject of debate. The anomalies present in ancient civilizations continue to intrigue and mystify us, and while scientific scrutiny has provided some insight, it has yet to offer a conclusive explanation. The Nephilim theory, as such, remains an enigma, a tantalizing hypothesis that challenges us to reassess our understanding of human history. The debate surrounding the role of the Nephilim in pre-flood civilizations is not without its detractors. Skeptics abound in the academic community, where the theory is often met with rigorous scrutiny. One of the main criticisms stems from a fundamental tenet of the scientific method, the demand for empirical evidence. Empirical evidence, which is data derived from observation or experimentation, is the cornerstone of many academic disciplines. For many scholars, the lack of physical, verifiable evidence of the Nephilim's existence is a significant impediment. Their argument is that without tangible proof, such as fossilized remains, the theory cannot be corroborated. Another area of skepticism revolves around the interpretation of ancient texts. The term Nephilim appears sparingly in the Bible, and its interpretation varies widely among scholars. Some argue that the term denotes fallen angels, while others contend that it refers to giants or mighty warriors. With such varying interpretations, skeptics argue that any definitive claims about the Nephilim's role in pre-flood civilizations are speculative at best. Moreover, many scholars challenge the notion that pre-flood civilizations were more advanced than their successors. They contend that the evidence of advanced knowledge or technology, often attributed to the Nephilim, could simply be the result of human ingenuity and adaptation over time. Critics also point out that the construction of large-scale structures, such as the pyramids and ziggurats, can be explained by the understanding of mathematics, engineering, and organization in these societies. Institutions such as universities and research bodies, often funded by government entities, also play a significant role in shaping the discourse around the Nephilim theory. These institutions usually adhere to established scientific paradigms, and theories that challenge these paradigms typically face an uphill battle for acceptance. Consequently, the Nephilim theory, which fundamentally challenges our understanding of human history, often encounters institutional resistance. Lastly, the theory's association with the realm of pseudoscience or fringe theories also garners skepticism. Critics argue that the Nephilim theory often relies on conspiracy theories or selective interpretation of evidence, practices that are generally frowned upon in academic circles. Despite these challenges, the Nephilim theory persists, driven by a desire to understand the mysteries of our past. It is essential to note that skepticism and scrutiny are not inherently dismissive. Rather, they are integral to the process of scientific inquiry, a process that continually refines and expands our understanding of the world. While the Nephilim theory may not currently meet the rigorous standards of empirical evidence, it remains a compelling subject of study, prompting us to question, explore, and seek answers in our quest to understand human history. Moving beyond the historical and archaeological implications of the Nephilim theory, the narrative also holds profound metaphysical and religious implications. If the Nephilim did indeed exist, their presence and influence would challenge many foundational beliefs about human origins, spirituality, and divine narratives. At the heart of the Nephilim theory is the concept of divine intervention in human history. The Nephilim, as offspring of divine beings and humans, blur the lines between the mundane and the divine. They symbolize the intermingling of the earthly and celestial, a theme that echoes in many ancient myths and religions. They embody the transcendence of human limitations and the potential for human beings to reach beyond their earthly existence. This notion of divine-human hybridity is not exclusive to the Bible or the ancient Near East. Similar figures appear in various other mythologies and religious traditions around the world. The demigods of Greek mythology, the Apkallu of Mesopotamian tradition, and the Teng of Japanese folklore are all examples of divine or semi-divine beings that interact with humanity. These shared motifs across diverse cultures suggest a deep-seated human fascination with the divine and the supernatural, a fascination that continues to permeate human consciousness even today. Furthermore, the Nephilim narrative also presents an alternative view of human evolution and development. According to this theory, human progress is not merely the result of slow, gradual evolution over millions of years, but a direct consequence of divine intervention. This perspective challenges the conventional understanding of human evolution and proposes a more complex, multifaceted origin story. In the realm of spirituality, the Nephilim theory raises intriguing questions about the nature of the divine. If the Nephilim were indeed offspring of divine beings, what does this imply about the nature of divinity itself? Are divine beings capable of physical interaction with humans? Or were the Nephilim merely spiritual entities manifesting in physical form to interact with humanity? Additionally, the Nephilim narrative also encompasses themes of divine judgment and retribution, as seen in the story of the Great Flood. The Nephilim, despite their divine lineage, were not spared from divine wrath. This aspect of the narrative underscores the theme of divine justice and the consequences of transgressing divine law. In conclusion, the Nephilim theory, while challenging established views of history and archaeology, also invites us to re-examine our understanding of spirituality, divinity, and the human condition. It prompts us to question, to explore, and to seek answers, pushing the boundaries of our knowledge and our understanding of the world. Whether or not the Nephilim existed, their story continues to fascinate us, reflecting our enduring quest for understanding, meaning, and transcendence. The influence and portrayal of the Nephilim and pre-flood civilizations have permeated modern culture, appearing in various forms of media and sparking discussions in alternative communities. This cultural fascination has evolved beyond the pages of ancient texts, finding expression in contemporary novels, films, and the vast realm of social media. In literature, the Nephilim have often been depicted as characters of immense power and mystery. For instance, in Neil Gaiman's novel American Gods, the author presents a unique interpretation of divine beings interacting with humanity, drawing on the same themes that underpin the Nephilim narrative. Other authors have followed suit, weaving the Nephilim into their narratives as symbols of divine intervention, human transcendence, and the inherent tension between the mundane and the divine. Similarly, in the domain of cinema and television, the Nephilim and pre-flood civilizations have found a place as compelling elements of plot and character development. Films like Noah and The Seventh Sign incorporate aspects of the Nephilim narrative, exploring themes of divine retribution and the moral implications of divine human progeny. These portrayals often take dramatic liberties with the original narrative, yet they reflect our ongoing cultural fascination with the Nephilim and their potential implications for our understanding of human history and spirituality. The digital age has further amplified the reach and influence of the Nephilim narrative. YouTube channels and social media platforms dedicated to ancient civilizations, mythology, and alternative history have brought this narrative to a much wider audience. These platforms have become hotbeds of discussion and debate, providing a space for both scholars and enthusiasts to exchange ideas, interpretations, and theories. Within alternative communities, the Nephilim narrative has sparked debate and speculation. Some view the Nephilim as evidence of ancient astronaut theories, believing that they were not divine beings, but extraterrestrials who visited Earth in antiquity. Others interpret the Nephilim as spiritual entities, drawing parallels with concepts of ascended masters and spirit guides in New Age thought. Regardless of these differing interpretations, the Nephilim continue to captivate popular imagination, inspiring a wealth of creative and intellectual exploration. The enduring fascination with the Nephilim underscores our collective curiosity about the past and our place within the cosmos. It reflects a desire to understand the mysteries of existence, to probe the boundaries of known history, and to explore the potential intersections of the divine and the human. Through this lens, the Nephilim narrative serves as a testament to our enduring quest for knowledge and understanding, a journey that spans across centuries and civilizations, ever unfolding in the realm of human consciousness. Venturing deeper into the realm of speculation and conjecture, the narrative of the Nephilim has fostered more esoteric theories that push the boundaries of mainstream understanding. These theories often sit firmly in the realm of the fringe, capitalizing on the inherent mystery and supposition surrounding the Nephilim to propose explanations that encompass a multitude of supernatural and cosmic phenomena. One such theory suggests the Nephilim were interdimensional beings, capable of crossing between different planes of existence. This interpretation often weaves complex narratives involving parallel dimensions, quantum mechanics, and the multiverse theory. The Nephilim in this view become intermediaries between different realities, their unique heritage rendering them uniquely equipped to navigate these cosmic corridors. Equally, there are those who see the story of the Nephilim as an allegory for time manipulation. They argue that the biblical narrative, when viewed through a particular lens, may be a coded record of advanced civilizations possessing the ability to manipulate time flow. The giants, or fallen ones as they were called, could represent those who disrupted the natural course of history, perhaps by introducing advanced knowledge or technology before its time. Another fringe theory posits that the Nephilim were not simply divine beings or extraterrestrials, but were part of a secret bloodline that has persisted until the present day. Proponents of this theory often draw upon conspiracy theories and secret society lore, suggesting that descendants of the Nephilim may have played key roles in shaping human history behind the scenes. This hidden bloodline theory often overlaps with notions of Illuminati or secret world government, casting the Nephilim as shadowy puppet masters pulling the strings of history. Finally, some theories cast the Nephilim in the role of alien interventionists. Drawing parallels with ancient astronaut theories, these perspectives propose that the Nephilim were extraterrestrial beings who came to Earth to guide or influence humanity's development. This interpretation often incorporates elements of UFO phenomena, abduction narratives, and ancient alien theories, linking the Nephilim to an intricate web of cosmic intrigue and interstellar diplomacy. While these theories may seem far-fetched to some, they provide fascinating insights into the multifaceted ways in which the Nephilim narrative has been interpreted and expanded upon. Whether viewed as divine hybrids, interdimensional travelers, time manipulators, or bearers of a hidden bloodline, the Nephilim continue to inspire imaginative interpretations that push the boundaries of our understanding. As we delve into these fringe theories, we are reminded of the enduring power of mystery and speculation to ignite our collective imagination, prompting us to consider possibilities beyond the confines of conventional wisdom. As we reach the end of this exploration, there are many unanswered questions that echo through the ages, undulating like ripples through a vast ocean of human history and mythology. The narrative of the Nephilim and the pre-flood civilizations, as portrayed in ancient texts, leaves us pondering on the tantalizing possibilities and the profound implications if these accounts hold a kernel of truth. What if the Nephilim were indeed advanced beings, whether alien, divine, or of a unique bloodline? Imagine the implications for our understanding of history, technology, and even human evolution. How would it change our perspective on the ancient civilizations that supposedly interacted with them? In the face of such a narrative, the line between mythology and history blurs, shifting our perception of the past and challenging our understanding of the present. If we consider the potential reality of advanced pre-flood civilizations, we're left staring at a yawning chasm of missing history. We would need to reassess our understanding of human progress and technological advancement. These civilizations might have been capable of feats of engineering, architecture, and science far beyond what we attribute to their era. If true, it would signify a lost era of knowledge and sophistication, a golden age drowned in the deluge of time. The possible existence of the Nephilim, whether as divine beings, extraterrestrials, or a secret bloodline, shakes the firmament of our accepted historical and societal constructs. If they were as influential as some theories suggest, we must grapple with the idea that our history may have been guided, or even manipulated, by forces beyond our current comprehension. The implications of this are vast, affecting our understanding of power, influence, and the nature of reality itself. And what of the Nephilim themselves? If they were real, where did they go? Did they perish in the flood, as suggested in some texts? Or did they simply fade into the shadows of history, their legacy living on only in the tales told by ancient civilizations? Or, as some theories suggest, do they still walk among us, hidden in plain sight, shaping our world from behind the scenes? These are questions that we may never fully answer. They are the enigmas that keep scholars awake at night, the mysteries that fuel our stories and our speculations. They are the threads we follow into the labyrinth of the past, pulling us deeper into the heart of human history and our place within it. Whether the Nephilim were divine hybrids, interdimensional travelers, alien guides, or bearers of a hidden bloodline, their story invites us to look beyond the surface of our accepted narratives. It encourages us to question, to seek, and to imagine. Regardless of the truth of their existence, the legacy of the Nephilim is a testament to the power of myth, legend, and the unending quest for understanding. Thanks for listening. This has been another episode of Ancient Conspiracies Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to support the show, subscribe to Ancient Conspiracies Podcast on Patreon. Subscribe now.